cat. It's 4 o'clock in the morning.
Hello everyone and welcome to Stan the Wine Man TV. I am your host, Stan Rattan, and this is the Blue Collar Wine Show. Blue Collar, where I help you spend your wine dollars wisely. I'm doing this because one of the viewers came into the store and asked me if it might be a good idea to wear a blue collar since I'm the blue collar wine guy. Although we know that's not why I'm called the blue collar wine guy, but it's kind of cool. I'm going to do it for a little bit. I'm actually looking for a clip-on blue collar. It'd be kind of fun, you know, just for a little shtick. What do you guys think? It was Peter Kelly said he thought it was kind of amusing, and so there you go. Thanks for the input, Peter Kelly Media. Follow him on Twitter, Peter Kelly M at Peter Kelly M. Anyway, enough of that. Still Washington Wine Month. We're going to do about 7 episodes. This is Friday, episode 312, believe it or not. I started looking, probably should mention where I'm at in the stream of time. I thought it'd be way, way further than this, you know, by now, but, you know, things happen, things in life change things, you know, you never know what's coming. A lot of things have happened to me in the last year and a half. So here I am, landed in this spot, doing videos again. Thanks for watching. I really appreciate it. I do appreciate it a lot, taking your time just to do that. So it's Washington Wine Month. I'm excited about this because this is a winery, part of the Ste Michelle umbrella that I have not tried yet, and so I'm very excited about that, to be able to give these a try. Ste Michelle does something very interesting. They start out these brands in restaurants only. Stores can't get them. And they kind of experiment with that, I guess, is what they're doing. And then finally they release them to the market. And I remember, we all remember 14 Hands. For a long time, you could only get 14 Hands at a bottle shop, you know, glass pour, or only as a glass pour, or in a restaurant. And I remember the first time I tasted 14 Hands was at an airport, at SeaTac. And I ordered a glass of their Chardonnay. They finally were able to get it. We had to keep it upstairs, you know, and then bring it out if somebody asked for it, kind of go that way. But it creates this mystique about the wine, and it worked really well with 14 Hands. 14 Hands is still one of my top-selling brands from Washington State. Ste Michelle is huge. One of the biggest wineries, if not the biggest winery in Washington State. It is the biggest winery in Washington State. What am I talking about? They just got done. I went to a celebration of their 50th anniversary. I'll tell you more about that later on my blog, especially stanthewineman.com. I'll be putting up a little report about that party. Really fun. Anyway, this is a winery under their umbrella. You know, they do Columbia Crest, Red Diamond. They make the Kirkland brand from Washington State. So they're big. They're big, big, big. But they also promote Washington wines big time. So I think it's appropriate that I do them on Washington Wine Month. So let's get started. I have no idea what order to go on this. I'm just kind of going from the hip here. This is the 2013, so excited about that. All the 2013s that I tasted are phenomenal. So if you get your hands on the 2013 vintage of any wine, I'm assuming you're going to get some really good stuff. 2013 Seven Falls Cellars Merlot, Wahluke Slope, Washington State. This rolls in at $17. This is 90% Merlot, 10% Syrah. Make sure I get this right. Sorry to Trey Bush for not getting Mr. Pink full in the camera. I don't know what I was thinking there. Assyrtiko, remember that word. Okay, let's give this a little bit of a rinse. Boy, I can already smell it. Kind of cool. So Merlot, of course, took a real big hit from the movie Sideways. We don't need to talk about that a lot, but it's still amazing me how many people seem to dish on Merlot, diss on Merlot, where'd I get that one from? Diss on Merlot, which is really silly. Merlot is an amazing grape, especially from Washington State. Probably one of the best Merlot producing states or areas in the world. And you know, we all know, and we don't have to beat a dead horse here, Petrus, one of the most respected Bordeaux producers, is 100% Merlot. So 10% Syrah on this one though. I'm curious about that. Let's see what we get on the nose. Oh, I like that, like cherry pie with a little bit of blackberry splashed in there. I'm smelling a little bit of oak on this. Oh, by the way, did I just give you the price? It is $17. Yeah, definitely cherries and blackberries all day. I'm getting a little bit of forest floor, which is kind of curious. I like that. Let's see what we get on the palate. Careful. Wearing a lighter colored shirt. All right. Nice structure on this wine. Good seamless flow across the palate. Kind of dusty tannins. I kind of like that. Definitely cherries, but more currants on this one. I can feel the oak on it, but it's not predominant. It's there. It adds a nice dimension. A little bit of chocolate mocha thing going on. So I'm getting currants, chocolate, a little bit of mocha, a little bit of spice. There's like a little bit of white pepper and black pepper elements in there. Good length on the finish. I'm getting a little bit of like that red licorice thing going on the backside with that. There's kind of an interesting, nice little beam of acidity that kind of freshens it up on the palate a little bit. The only thing I can say about this wine that it's not disappointing at all. It's a really good wine. Certainly very delicious. If we had a delicious category, we'd say this is a 8 to 10 in the delicious category. I like the red flower notes. There's some complexity to this wine, just a hair boring for me. I don't know if I can qualify that for you, but you know, they're just, you know, this has, you know, there's sparks of personality in it, and then it just kind of, but mostly is blah, 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 bing, blah, 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 bing. You know, it doesn't have that consistent, like, thing going on, that little jazziness that we always like in wine, but it is very delicious, has a lot of, a few interesting things going on. I'm going to go BB plus on that wine. It's a good wine, definitely good representation of Merlot, but I'd like to see a little bit more pizzazz, for lack of a better word. Let's move on. This is the 2014 Seven Falls Cellars Rapids Red. So it's a red blend, Wild Oak Slope. This is, let's see, 68% Merlot. Anyway, I won't be able to read that. Let's see. 23 Merlot, 9 Cinsault. So 68, 23 Merlot, 9 Cinsault. All right, there you go. Red blends are huge. I mean, they become such a big thing across the board. I mean, it's got to be one of my #1 categories behind Cab. But I think even blends usurp Cab a lot of times. I'll learn how to dump out my glass. So, here we go. 2014 Rapids Red. There you go. Also, $17. Not a bad price point. 17 bones, no big deal there. Let's see what we get on the nose. This has a little green tea action going on. I'm also getting cherries and blackberries out of this one. A little bit of a candied element, like candied currants coming through. I get a little tiny hint of bark. You'll hear me say bark a lot of times. I do get a lot of bark out of wines, and you know that probably has something to do with the oak influence, but you know, but without the vanilla, you know, spiciness that oak can give that. It's probably not brand new oak on this one. I did a little bit of research, but I forgot to look at the oak treatment. And you know, actually a lot of chocolate on this one. I actually get a lot of like that, you know, that Ghirardelli chocolate thing going on. All right, let's see what we get on the palate. I like the nose. A little graham cracker chocolate going on there. Now here's what I'm talking about. This has that pizzazz. Ooh, has that stuff going on. It has spices, it has currants, it has chocolate. Nice flow across the palate. In fact, the first hit of chocolate was really interesting. I know a lot of people are going to love this wine. I mean, I can just see it. I have a couple of wines that have that chocolate profile that has all this going on. This has good structure. The tannins are soft, but they have an edge to them. The spiciness comes through and adds a certain dimension to this wine. And then right at the backside, I get a little bit of a licorice component coming through, and that bark element just kind of very subtly enters into the picture. Yeah, a little bit of a grittiness on the backside of the tannins, a little bit of minerality. All of these things are very interesting. I'm kind of a little bit sad about the Merlot. It's very good, it's very delicious. I would have liked to see a little bit more pizzazz to that wine because Merlot does so well in Washington State. Good wine. Bees, don't get me wrong, bees are good grade, so I'm not going to go on and on about that. But this has other elements to it. Not sure if that Cinsault adds that little bit of pizzazz to it or not. I love Cinsault from Washington State. I'm waiting for somebody to come out with a straight Cinsault. I have one downstairs from Klein. Yes. Is it Klein? No, Maryhill. Cinsault downstairs. I'm going to try here pretty soon. Busted open. It's been down there for a couple of years. I'm excited about that. Won't do that on my episode, sorry. I'd like to have a couple. It tasted a really good Dusted Valley Cinsault. Anyway, Cinsault's a great play in Washington State. I'm waiting for somebody to do something with that. But all that being said, this is an excellent blend. Good structure, good flow, nice attitude to it. Good attitude on the palate. I like the attitude. I like the flavor profile, I like the chocolate, I like the currants, I like the little bit of bark that comes through, I like the licorice elements, I like that wine. Good job. I'm gonna go B plus, A minus. Nice work on that one. Let's move on. This is the 2014 Seven Falls Cellars Cabernet Sauvignon Walouk Slow. This rolls in at $21. This is 100% Cabernet Sauvignon. So even though Merlot does really well in Washington State, so does Cab, and more wineries are coming out with some fantastic cabs. It's always hard for me to pick a cab for somebody when they say, what's a good cab from Washington State? One of my favorites, just a shout out to Chris Bartman, is the Holler Cab. Very good if you ever get your hands on this one. But let's go into the Seven Falls Cellars Cabernet Sauvignon. Let's see what we get on the nose. Anybody want to give me lessons on pouring my wine out of the glass? Let's see what we get on the nose. A little bit of a rubber component coming through. Lots of currants. A little bit of tobacco. But that has a little bit of a petrol thing, like a rubber boot thing going on. You know what I mean? Like those red rubber, the black with the red stripe on them. I'm getting that in a muted sort of way. There you go. Let's see what we get on the palate. That's a chewy cab. That's chewy, which is not a bad thing when it comes to Cabernet Sauvignon. Being chewy is good. This has solid tannins, solid structure. Again, chocolate tones come through, currants. I believe I'm getting a little bit of that petrol action, not prominent. Don't get me wrong. You don't feel like you're drinking a Riesling. Well, you know what I mean. That petrol coming through really strong. Yeah, just a nice flow across the palate. Then you get that like grippy, you know, it feels like you just had some sandpaper in your mouth or something, which is not bad with the cab. You certainly want that. This needs a good steak. It needs chili, not spicy. Just some mild chili. It needs some stew. It needs some sort of hearty dish to go with it. Very solid cab. I like it. And then the chocolate tones, a little bit of currant, like chocolate covered currants, right on the back side, and it lingers on the back with just a little hit of white pepper. I get that little white pepper notes that kind of linger also with that chocolate and currants. Yeah, good cab. My favorite of the bunch is the Rapids Reds, really good. I'd have to go B+ on the cab. I think it's a superb cab. I think it really represents the area of Washington State. I think they're all excellent. They all would be excellent with food. The Rapids Red you could probably enjoy by itself, but certainly having a steak or pasta with red sauce or something like that would not hurt the cause. There you go. Subscribe to my channel, please. Make some comments. Any suggestions you think? Do you like the blue collar thing? Hook me up on @StanTheWineMan on Twitter. Check out my blogs, StanTheWineMan.com, or the Blue Collar Wine Guide on the Seattle PI, where I just posted my pick of the week, a Washington Rosé. Check that out. You keep watching, and I'll keep helping you spend your wine dollars wisely.
Hey, Dad. It's 4 o'clock in the morning. I just left the studio. Here we are in Harlem. Everybody's here but the police, and they'll be here any minute. It's high time. So catch the song. Here it is.